Hey guys, Clumsy here, and welcome back to ETS2. It's been a while. It's been more than a week since I was out in hiatus. But I'm back now, and it's actually perfect timing because the Heavy Haul DLC has finally been released a few days ago. So we'll be able to test that out in this episode. And I actually found a trailer about that. I'll also be sharing some updates, what's been happening, why I was out. Now I'm back, what's happening. I'll let you know all about that. But first things first, let's go and take a job. We are in Warszawa. We are in Warsaw. And I found a trailer, concrete beams, 51 tons. Actually looks pretty cool. Actually, this one looks interesting as well. Heavy Haul DLC. Introduces, I think, 8 new types of trailers. All with steerable axles, and if you're not sure what that means, I'll go and explain later as much as I can. Now we have two options here. We can have that one or this one. Actually, honestly, I want to go this way because I want to go to Praha. So let's take that. Concrete beams, 51 tons, is heavier anyway. And that is indicated by the icon here that it's a heavy haul trailer. And I think the icon here does not really only represent the trailers from the DLC. It also is applicable to all other trailers like other mods as long as it reaches a certain weight. Well, now what that weight is, I'm not really familiar, but it's more than 24 tons, maybe 30 tons. I'm not really sure what the criteria is. But I found some Jazzycat trailers that were flagged with heavy cargo even though they didn't have steerable axles, even though they didn't come from the DLC. Anyway, I'll tell you guys about that later on. So when you accept a job, when you set it as a destination, you'll get you'll be greeted by this window here, which basically analyzes your current truck. And for our current truck, it's more for heavy cargo hauling, as you can see with the bar, which is perfect because that's what the trailer we're going to take is. Now you'll see other stats as well. And you'll see them light up on the right depending on which category you're choosing, which is responsible for maneuverability, which one's for heavy cargo, things like that. Now what I like about this is it's able to detect that we're for heavy cargo even though this truck itself is a mod. It's by Madster if you remember, and it wasn't really modified for this DLC, but the game itself is able to detect 4 axles and probably the torque and all the other stats that are applicable, and it's able to detect that even without any updates from the modders themselves. So that's perfect. That's automatic more or less. Yeah, so let's go and take that job. We are in Warsaw. The pickup point is a few meters ahead, 3 kilometers ahead to be exact. Man, I missed this. Beautiful truck. Thanks as well guys for all the support you've given me. And sorry for the lack of updates and replies. Been really busy. I'll be telling you guys all about that in a while. But yes, thank you for all the feedback. I see a lot of people do like the paint job, and a lot of people have been waiting for the episodes ETS2 and Transport Fever. Sorry about the delay. Sorry about the break. But yeah, there were certain things that were beyond my control. Anyway, so first things first, the agenda for this episode, we'll be picking up the trailer. We'll be going to Czech Republic. That's around a 400 kilometer journey. And I'll be sharing some new stuff with the Heavy Haul DLC. I like this pickup point, I remember this one. And then I'll be sharing more stuff in terms of personal life, what's been happening with me, right? So first things first will be the Heavy Haul part. Also, before I go with that, you can notice some differences, like there is no gate here. I did need to disable the company animated gates because for some reason they don't work anymore. They don't open at all. So I think, I don't know, maybe it's the update, or maybe it's because I downloaded the ProMods hotfix. Maybe that affects it. But anyway, it's not that big a deal. It's a loss for sure, but we can live with it. Right, normal heavy cargo, so it pops up again when you actually take the job. Are you sure you want to take this? Yes, I'm sure. So that doesn't actually prevent you from taking any job. It's more like an FYI for your information. But even though you have a 4x2 truck, even though you can't really haul it in terms of maybe you only have a 100 horsepower engine or something like that, it will still allow you to take the job. It will just warn you beforehand that you might not have the best equipment for this trailer, but you still want to take it. So yeah, it's not really a hard constraint, doesn't restrict you. Okay, will that work? Diagonal coupling? Nah, I was hoping it would, but the fates were not kind. Anyway, so probably most of you guys have seen it, but in case some of you are not familiar with this DLC, heavy haul DLC, this adds 8 trailers to the game, all of them beautifully modeled. This is actually one of the simpler ones that I found. There are more meticulous designs in this one, but all of them have steerable axles at the back. And what I mean by that is when I steer to the right, when I steer my truck to the right, you'll probably notice when we go back here, hopefully don't hit anything in front of me, you'll see the wheels, the tires at the back of this trailer are actually steering to the left. Yeah? There, you can see that apparently here. You can see how they're actually steering away from me. And what that does is that actually lets them sort of sway and follow the truck better when they steer the opposite direction. And the engine died. Did I hit anything? I might have hit something already, as early as now. Let's ignore that. Let's assume I did not, because I didn't see anything. I felt it though. But yeah, as a result, the trailer behavior is a bit different. It's more flexible, it's more maneuverable, that's for sure. But it also sways in a different direction that I'm used to. So expect a lot of mishaps on the way, right? Yeah. Wow, that's noisy. I guess that's a truck or something. Or a train rather. So the effect of those steerable axles is when they move, when they steer the opposite direction, they actually follow your truck better and faster. It's like they're stepping sideways instead of just moving forward all the time. And that gives the truck overall a better turning radius, so to speak. And I forgot my beacons. There we go. Beacons are on. Beautiful. Let's go and check that in action right now. I'm not sure how I'll be able to pull this off without hitting anything though, but so when I steer left, you can see the wheels at the back steering right, and they're following at a much better angle, even though they're super long and bulky. Yeah, so that's the beauty of these heavy haul trailers, and we are expecting that as time goes by, as the weeks pass by, we'll be getting more mods from our famous modders. For example, maybe Jazzycat is working on this already. So I'm expecting that his trailers will be adopted to have steerable axles as well, because it is in the game now. And the DLC unlocks 8 trailers, but the modders themselves have a lot of heavy haul trailers already. What they have to do now is to adjust them and make sure that the axles are steering at the back. Yeah. So what's the concept behind it? I did find a video on it. Someone posted it on Reddit, and I did share the video over at my Discord server. And if you're interested in joining Discord server, do let me know. I can message you the link to it. So I did see how it works. Not sure if it's right. I'm assuming it is, but this is how it works. So the kingpin, and the kingpin is the one which is connecting the trailer to the truck. That's where we connected a while ago. That's what I was aiming for when I was backing up and trying to reverse into the trailer. So the kingpin is what connects to the 5th wheel, and that's basically the pivot point between the truck and the trailer, if you can imagine that. So the kingpin has a sort of sensor where it is able to detect the difference in angle between the truck and the trailer. So when you turn left, when your truck turns left, it's always the case that the trailer gets left behind, right? So you turn left on the truck, but the trailer by default stays first, going straight, and then eventually it adjusts its angle because you're pulling it. Like when I turn like this, you can see the difference in angle between the truck and the trailer. Yeah. Now when that happens, the sensor detects that, and on top of just pulling the trailer, because it senses that difference in angle, it sends let me try and find the term, hydraulic pressure to the axles at the back. So there are hydraulic pumps at the back which are adjusting the steering, so which are steering the axles at the back. Those move when it detects a difference in angle between the truck and the trailer. I'm not sure if everything I'm saying makes sense, but the best way is to watch the video. So it detects the difference between your angle, the truck's angle, and the trailer's angle, and then it applies hydraulic pressure to the axles at the back, and as a result they are moving to the opposite direction depending on the angle difference. Yeah, so that's how they move on their own. They detect the difference in angle and they adjust accordingly, and the result of that is the trailer sort of moves with you. Rather than just pulling it, it moves sideways a bit, and it's a beautiful concept, and I love it that SCS implemented that. Of course, me being a total noob in trucks and trailers and stuff, I never heard of that concept before, but when I heard of it now, because it's getting implemented in the game, wow, it's just wow, what people come up with, what people discover, it's brilliant. Right, let me go and slow down a bit here. 80. Thankfully that truck didn't swerve into us. Right, there we go. Let's leave that at cruise control and let's enjoy the journey. So yeah, that's what heavy haul is. That's what the heavy haul DLC introduces. Detecting traffic in front. Switch lanes, and let me slow down a bit because I think, okay, I'm not sure why. Okay, there is a merging lane again. That explains the slowdown. Let's go and merge as early as now. So yeah, the trailer definitely feels different, especially when turning, and it behaves a bit differently. It swerves to the right or left more, so I will have to adjust for that. Like when I turn right, the trailer sort of sways left, so it's possible that I would hit something on the left if I stay too much on the left side. Yeah, so it's a bit of a difference in behavior, and I would have to get used to that point, but it's no problem. We'll get accustomed to it through time. Just expect an accident or two along the way. Anyway, yeah, so that's what heavy haul DLC introduces. I love it. We'll for sure see a lot more of those trailers as we go. Right now we're hauling a pretty simple one, but it's actually pretty interestingly modeled as well. So even though these are just like, what are these? Concrete beams. You can see the flatbed trailer and the modeling on it, the stickers, the plates, and all the signs are spot on. It even has a beacon at the back. And yeah, the steerable axles are just a definite win here. So you can't really beat that. Ooh, beautiful. Nice. Moving billboards. Anyway, yes, so expect a lot more on that. I'll try and get as many of the heavy haul jobs as much as possible so we can focus on that. Anyway, we have the truck for it, and we're expecting in a couple of days, couple of weeks, the modders will adopt and release their mods with steerable axles as well. I actually found one already. Like it's from Harvin, You can go and check out the mods list for that. But what it does is there are default SCS trailers, the flatbed trailers to be more specific, that carry tractors, stuff like that. But they're not really heavy cargo. They're not categorized as heavy cargo. Maybe they're 24 tons or lower, but they're on flatbed trailers. So what the mod does is to also add steerable axles for them, even though they're not heavy, that heavy, because they are pretty long and they are pretty bulky. So adding steerable axles for them, I guess, makes the most sense. And what is this? Wow, this is nice. I like this. Construction zone up ahead. Everyone's slowing down. Everyone has blinking lights. I like this. This is a pretty nifty. Okay. End of toll road. Did I have to stop there? Because I didn't press anything. I hope I don't get penalized for that. Did I just skip a toll gate? Or was that a bug or something? I'm not sure. Where am I? For those of you who are familiar with this place, do let me know if that was a bug or because I would have expected if that was a toll gate, then should have been a barrier or something here. The A2 crossing over to the A1 right before the interchange. Yeah, that might be a problem right there. Anyway, let's go on straight ahead. So yeah, that's a nice addition to the game, Heavy Haul DLC. And additional chassis. The chassis, not really much of a fan of it. Like, part of the update in ETS2 is they added the Heavy Haul chassis. So should I go here? I think I should. They implemented 8x4 chassis for Scania, Volvo, and Merc trucks, I think. I mean, that's cool and all, but I mean, it's good that officially it's there now. But in terms of the game itself, modders have been doing it for quite a while. Like what we've been driving, this man truck. This is 8x4, and we've had this for a couple of weeks now. So ever since, we already had 8x4. But it's good because I think they did modify the physics a bit, make it more compatible, make it more realistic, and I think this is a good photo op. Bending a bit. Beautiful interchange. I think we should not let this pass. I should have gotten it. Oh, there's even a balloon. I should have gotten it though when we were turning sharper, so these axles would have been turning the opposite way. Oh crap, I hate that beacon. I should have turned it off before I did that. Anyway, we might be able to find an angle here. We might. Maybe it's better if we face this way since the focus is on the trailer. We'll see if we find something good. Yeah, for sure we need to remove the blur. I don't know, guys. It's a bit hard. Let me turn off the beacons. There. A quick O and escape. There, that looks much better. Right. So let's go and find an angle here. Remove the blur. A wider field of view probably, so that we can see more of this. I love those bends, those curves. Yeah, it's amazing. We probably should be able to find something which is pleasing to the eyes. Probably like that. Yeah, that can work, I guess. One last adjustment, guys. Stay with me, alright? Stay with me. I think we can work with that. Or, wait a minute. Give me a bit of time. I need to adjust. Out for a week and I don't know how to take photographs anymore. So one more would be here probably. Let's take a photo of the truck and make sure it's a nice one. Want wider field of view. There we go. With a balloon and everything. That looks beautiful. That actually looks a lot nicer. Yeah. Very realistic. Maybe it works with a narrower field of view. Like so. Yep. Good. One last. Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. Okay. Good to go. I should remember to steer, otherwise we'd end up on the grass there. Alright, there we go. Finally, okay. That was a nice drive. Hopefully more of these types of roads. Really pleasurable to drive through these motorways. And when I was out, I did do a bit of research, although honestly I did quite forget about it as well. But I did try and research, oh yeah, beacon. I did try and research what was it about, the difference between the highway and the expressway. Basically, it's a bit shady, it's a bit blurry, but the expressway looks like a type of highway. And I think the better term to categorize is it's a motorway versus a highway. Those are a bit more different. Like the motorway is for the larger roads. The highway / expressway is for the a bit smaller roads in terms of category. So when you see signs, that's a motorway. That's the blue sign actually changes color, but when we go and get to a country border, I'll show you what I mean. The signs for the highway, signs for the expressway, signs for the motorway rather. I'll differentiate that with you, alright? But yeah, for now, leave it as it is. Okay, so what time is it? Why is it getting dark? And why are we slowing down, guys? Don't make me nervous. Time is now 5:28. Okay, let's turn on our lights here. I didn't expect we'll be driving in the night. Okay, so that was it. And did I share it already? Yeah, the plan is to get a DAF XF Euro 6 because Vasily, Engine Voice Records, did release his own real sounds for the DAF Euro 6, and I for sure will not let that pass. I have to try it out. I did see the video. It is beautiful and it looks perfect. Hopefully we'll find an 8x4 chassis for heavy hauling, but we'll be hauling with the DAF Euro 6. I'm not really sure which modder has the best DAF Euro 6 version. Is it Ohaha? He has one. I also found one from Shumi, I think. So I'm not sure. If you guys know, if you guys have tried any of them, do let me know which DAF Euro 6 mod you prefer and you recommend, right? And I'll check them out. That would help me a lot. Slow down. Now the interesting about this trailer as well, it's 51 tons, but I don't really feel it. For sure it's harder to brake, but aside from that, it's not really that hard to haul. And the maneuverability, we've got it covered because of the steering axles, so that's not really a problem. I like it. I like where this is going. For sure we'll have trouble later on when I park, because of the difference in terms of the trailer behavior when you steer and when you move. They're a bit too sensitive, to put it simply. But yeah, that's a problem for future Clumsy, and we'll cross the bridge when we get there. Yeah, that one is the sign for a motorway. That's the one with the biggest types of roads. The next type is with the icon with the car. That's for the expressway or highway, I think. Yeah, that's for the expressway. It's a bit slower, so that's probably where you can go, probably still 80 in truck, but probably it would be narrower, or sometimes maybe you would go only 70. Not really sure. But yeah, motorway is the biggest, and then expressway or highway. And it varies per country for sure how we call it, but basically that's how it should go. Anyway, let's go and take a look how far are we. 200 kilometers away. Alright. Okay, so that's everything about the game. Now to share some personal stuff, and I'm not really sure if you guys are interested in hearing about it, but I did share it with you in the channel update right before I left. So I'm assuming some of you would be interested to, I think I owe it to you guys to share everything. Yeah, even though I would rather not share it, I think you guys deserve to know. Yeah, so I was out for a week, and I had to go home. I had to go back to Manila. I had to fly back the same day because my mom was in the ICU and she wasn't doing really good. So I packed my bags and went and flew home. Yeah, and I was out for more than a week because I was in Manila fixing things. Yeah. Unfortunately, guys, she didn't make it. So my mom passed away, and actually wasn't able to make it. When I got to Manila, she was gone. Actually, even before I flew, so the flight was 4 hours. Even before my flight took off, she was gone already. But my family decided not to tell me immediately, so that I wouldn't worry on the plane, because on the plane I would be helpless. I would just worry. So they decided not to tell me, and then when I landed, they told me about it. But yeah, I didn't make it. I wasn't able to see her awake anymore. That's a pretty devastating thing. And yeah, as I said, I didn't want to share it here because in these videos, I like it to be full of good vibes. Don't pull out. And I liked it to be happy. But yeah, as I said as well, you guys deserve to know. I did share it with you. I asked for prayers, I asked for well wishes, and you guys supported me all the way. You supported that I had to go, and I am really thankful for that. But yeah, there are things that we just can't control. Yeah, she's gone now, and she's in a much better place. So that's what I keep on telling myself, and that's what I believe as well. And so I've had a lot of time to fix things that she left behind, and try to keep the family together. So of course everyone is devastated, but no one more so than my dad. They were married for I don't know how long, 30 plus years, maybe. I don't know if it reached 40 years, but 30 plus years they were married. And he's just, of course, what can you expect, right? But yeah, now I'm back, and life goes on. As much as I would want to stay in Manila, I can't, because I have things to maintain here in Singapore. I have work, I have YouTube. But yeah, I will probably be going home more often than before, because I would want to support my dad as much as I can. He really needs company. He's really sad, he's really depressed, and he lost his purpose when my mom passed. So I need to be there. I need to support him. I can't be there every time, but every chance I get, I'll be there. Now I can go and tell you more stories about it. My mom's passing was not the only challenge that we've had to endure, and we are still enduring. This is a pretty dark part of my life, being put through the ringer or something like that, having to endure one problem right after the other, But yeah, I don't want to share it with you guys because it's going to be like pretty dark, pretty difficult, and yeah, as I mentioned, I want these videos to be full of good vibes. But I'll tell you maybe bits and pieces. Yeah, that one, motorway sign, just to share with everyone what's been happening. And if you are interested in more details, just let me know. Yeah, but yes, so that's what's been happening. I took a week off from work, a few days off from work actually, and had to settle the affairs. There's so many things that you need to handle when someone passes away, in terms of the estate, the bank accounts, finances, and everything. It's just super complicated. You won't even have the time to grieve because you have so many things to do. My dad even mentioned at one point, I'm just so tired. I'm too tired to even cry. That's what he said. Too tired to cry were his exact words. And yeah, it's very true. But I guess in a way, that's good as well, because in a way it distracts you from being sad. You have to keep busy when these things happen, and it kept us really busy, having to handle everything, and we're not even done yet. And it's not only that those affairs were what we needed to manage. It was pretty bad timing as well. My brother, like 2 weeks back, he suffered a back injury, which was so severe that he couldn't stand up on his own. He had to be put in a wheelchair. And when my mom passed, she had a wheelchair, and now my brother is using it. And so on top of managing the finances and everything, all the paperwork, we also had to take care of him and bring him to the doctor for checkups and everything. And by the end of the week, we found out what was wrong with him. He has a slip disc. So his spine, near the bottom part of the spine, is super compacted and a bit jutting, that it's actually hitting the nerves and causing him pain, and causing him to lose sensation in the lower part of his body. So he can't feel his toes so much. He cannot stand because he doesn't have he can stand a bit, but he cannot walk. He cannot stand straight because he just has to get some support. So yeah, so he's starting his treatment today, actually, physical therapy treatment. They'll try to do it. They'll try and see for a couple of weeks how it works, if there's any effect on the spine when they do those treatments. And if it doesn't help, then they'll have to proceed with spine surgery. Thankfully though, it's slip disc and not a tumor or anything like that, but still surgery. Although admittedly they said it's not really that delicate operation, because it can be non-invasive even. They said that kind of thing can be non-invasive. I'm looking for the road signs so I can show you. Here, yeah, here. So you can see at the second to the lowest part, the green sign, that's the motorway. The blue car, that's the highway or expressway. And those up top, the one up top is the city limits. The one below is leaving city limits. So you can see in a motorway you can go much faster, at least for cars. For highway or expressway, you can go slower, and then city limits, outside city limits, and inside city limits. Yeah, that's what I meant. Right, let's go and blend in here. So yeah, that's I've been pretty busy. I've been pretty devastated, and getting back to Singapore and being able to record again, at least for a while, is a really I'm really thankful for the opportunity, because this is the thing I like to do, and it relieves my stress and it keeps me in touch with you guys. So it's a welcome respite from all the bad things that have been happening recently. And I thank you again for all the support and for all the understanding that you've been sharing. And even though you're not being able to watch new videos, you totally understand the situation, you support it. So that really helps me a lot. At least I know that when I need to leave, you guys understand. Even though you don't like it, of course you don't like it. More videos is more fun. No videos equals no fun. At least from me. So of course you don't like it, but thank you for understanding. Yeah, so thank you for the support, and yes, as much as possible I try to compartmentalize, but of course we're only human. So sometimes the sadness will seep through, but I'll do my best not to really share the bad things, only the good things, good vibes. Let's stick with good vibes. Wherever my mom is now, she's happier, she's safer, and she doesn't suffer anymore, and there is no pain. It's only eternal happiness. Yeah. And whatever she left behind, she trained us, she took care of us enough, and taught us enough that we can learn to handle it. Slow down, it's a bit bumpy here. Yeah, so I really believe that. So yeah, whatever comes, I hope you can make it. And to how do you say the expression? To add insult to injury, to rub salt on the wound, something like this. It was Mother's Day yesterday. Yeah. So can you imagine how that felt, right? So yeah, wasn't really a very good week for me, but I'm hanging in there, and at least I have still some time to record and play and work with heavy haul. So there's some good in it, there's some silver lining at least. And when we're faced with these dark times, we can either go and stay in the corner and just cry ourselves to sleep, or we can stand up straight and we can look at the bright side and appreciate the good things that have been happening to us. And I choose to do the latter. Yeah. So yeah, that's the update. And I know you guys are probably surprised, or no one likes the result for sure, but it is what it is, and we do what we have to do. In other news, do I have to blindside reverse this? Please don't let me. If you're super nimble, then you should be able to turn like so. Actually, you can. Wow, that's insane. Look at how much it's swaying. OMG. Okay, alright. We'll have to adjust a bit here. Straighten up. Alright, so when dealing with these types of trailers, I would assume we have to keep the angle difference between the truck and trailer at a minimum. So we have to keep as straight as possible, no sudden turns. Otherwise, the steering axles at the back will move as well, and it will throw us off our calculations. Yeah, so we want to minimize those steering axles. Actually, I think there's an option in real life to lock them, but when you reverse, they don't move. Wow, that's too far away. But I don't think it's in the game. If it is, do let me know, okay? Okay, that's looking much better. Okay. Alright. There we go. Phew. Let's see how that looks. Yep. Not too shabby. I like the beacons. The beacon lights are beautiful. Look at how realistic that looks. That's probably thanks to Firkan's improved lights or something like that. Look at the beacons. Yep, excellent. No damage. And that's it. In total, 11,000 euros. Level up. Now, what should we take? Eco driving, probably. Or high value. Let's take high value. Yep. Should be good. 294k. We are... Let me go and check the garage. We do have an extra already, right? Yes. Okay. So we can buy a truck. It's just a matter of getting there. Actually, I can teleport there, but... yeah. Let's go to Prague next, probably. And we'll see how it goes. Let's go and take a look. I do have to sleep, though. So maybe let's sleep and then let's take a look at the job, and then you can let me know if you find anything. If there is nothing, then I'll have just have to reset the jobs, and then I'll see what good things there are. Okay. Love the audio in this truck. But I think you guys will love the DAF Euro 6 as well. Of course, because it's from Vasily. All the sounds are customized, indicators, the switches, the knobs, the... how do you call it? Pneumatics, the air pressure, things like that. All those technical stuff that I have no clue about. But I do appreciate the beautiful sounds there. So yeah. Okay. Let me in, please. Thank you. So we'll probably do 1 or 2 more jobs with this truck, depending on how far away we are. But yeah, eventually we'll be switching to the new one. And if I'm really hyped about it, which I actually am, maybe we'll even change truck next episode. We will see if I'm up for it. Maybe I'll just teleport there, I don't know. I do want to get to Prague though, so we'll see how that goes. Before we sleep though, there were some adjustments I wanted to do with this truck. First and foremost, repair 4K, no problem. But I also wanted to change some things. I wanted to remove this probably because this doesn't really help. Kinda looks plain without it though. Let's keep it for now. It does add to the overall look of the truck even though it doesn't light up. Let's keep it. Inside, I did want to change the light. There. Let's make it blue because we have a different truck color now, so it doesn't really fit. Here, ambient light red. There's no option to make it blue, but I guess red kind of fits because the lights for the switches are red anyway, so that kind of works. So let me just change that and let's see how that looks inside. Okay. So when I turn on my lights, and when I turn on, so red ambient lights when you turn on your normal lights, headlights, but when you turn on your beacons, you are presented by this beautiful blue light, which is more apt. Yes, and red plus blue is violet, so we get that kind of hue. I like that. So yeah. Expect a lot more heavy haul trailers in the future, especially once the this is actually pretty disco-y, pretty club type. Kind of a neon color thing. Not sure if I like it. Let me know what you think, guys. We can always adjust it next episode. Just park here and then we'll end the episode. Oh, actually we'll sleep first and then we'll look for a job and then we'll end the episode. Do let me know what you think about this one. Interior lights, okay with you? This is when you have beacons turned on. This is when you have them off. This is pretty standard now. So the only thing you need to tell me about is the one above. Blue lights, are you okay with it or not? Okay, let's go and sleep. Good night, guys. And good morning. So let's have a look at the job. Now, when I look at the job, I categorize it, I sort it by cargo weight, just so I can easily check the heavy haul deals, the heavy haul trailers. Now, there is nothing here. That kind of sucks. So there is nothing. And, okay, I thought the game crashed there for a sec. There's absolutely nothing in Czech Republic. Wow, how helpful. Not anywhere in the near vicinity. That's just cruel. Okay, so no help there. I'll have to either reset it or we buy the truck next time, right? Anyway, looking forward to your comments, guys. It's nice to be back, but yes, please do note I might need to go home again unexpectedly because I have to support my family back there, especially my dad and my brother as well. See, he might go into surgery. My dad needs a lot of support, and he's not in 100% health as well. So I need really to support them. So if I need to go home and if I need to lay off on the videos for a bit, I'm really sorry, but it might be a necessity at some points. I'll try and let you know as early as I can, give you a heads up so you know what to expect, okay? But yes, these things happen, and just have to do the best we can with the cards we're dealt. Anyway, thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed that one. Sorry for the depressing aura there, but we'll try to keep it good vibes as much as we can despite what's happening, right? Thank you guys for watching, and yeah, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you, and see you in the next episode. Till then, Clumsy trucking, guys, and bye bye. See you soon.